Hello students, now I hope you understood the meaning of refraction of light and the Snell's law, that is also understood. So briefly we understood, that is, if the ray of light is traveling from medium 1 to medium 2, then the light will change its direction in the second medium, and that is called refraction of light. And that is simple concept we have. Okay, so bending of light takes place in the second medium, and this happens just because of the change in the medium, or due to change in the medium there is a change in the speed of light. Okay, so that is one thing we understood. Whenever the light will change the medium, it will change its direction in the second medium, and that is called refraction of light. And Snell's law simply says that all the time, if we have a particular pair of media, that is medium 1 and medium 2 are fixed, means we are not going to change that particular medium, then in that case the sign of I, sign of R will be always constant, and this constant is called refractive index of medium 2 with respect to medium 1. So that is the only thing you have to remember, that is, if the light is traveling from medium 1 to medium 2, such that sin I upon sin R will always be a constant, that is also called refractive index of the second medium with respect to the first medium, and that is also written as the ratio of the speed of light in medium 1 and medium 2. So overall we are getting this formula, that is sin I upon sin R is equal to V1 upon V2, and that is equal to refractive index of medium 2 with respect to 1. So different symbols we use for the refractive index. So in general that can be represented as mu symbol, and if I am writing this one, that is 2 and 1, it simply means that the refractive index of 2 with respect to 1. So any methods we can follow to show the refractive index, but all the time whenever we are showing any symbol for the refractive index, we must specify what I mean exactly here. So according to my symbol, this is refractive index of 2 with respect to 1. Okay, so that is one thing we already understood. And now one more thing is to take care, that is, if we are talking about medium 1 and medium 2, then how to decide. So the medium in which we are taking the incident ray, that will be the first medium. The medium in which we are taking the refractive ray will be the second medium. That is how we have to decide the medium 1 and medium 2. So overall one thing you should remember, that whenever we talk about the refractive index of any medium, that is always with respect to some other medium, and that medium can be anything. Okay, so that is to be taken care. And since we are talking about the ratio of sin I and sin R, so overall if you try to find out the SI unit of this refractive index, then it will be just a number, because same physical quantities are divided here, so automatically there will be no SI unit for the refractive index. So this is one thing that we understood. Refractive index concept is always related with two different medium, one with respect to the other. So just take an example, the first medium is air, second medium is glass. So in this case the glass will have some refractive index, let it be small g and small a for air, g for glass. So I can say the refractive index of glass with respect to air, according to me, refractive index of glass with respect to air will be nothing but sin I upon sin R, where this angle is your I and this angle is your R, and that is also equal to V1 upon V2. So always remember, when you are finding the ratio, then sin I upon sin R, the speed of light in medium 1 by speed of light in medium 2. That is what will be taken care. Moving to the next, we have next concept, that is called absolute refractive index. So that is another concept we should remember. Okay, so in general, if we have two mediums such that the medium 1 is vacuum. So if we are having two medium now, one is nothing but your vacuum, which is nothing but the space without any molecules and all, and second medium can be glass, air, water, whatever medium through which the light can pass. So in that case, if we find the refractive index of a given medium with respect to the vacuum, then that is given the name absolute refractive index. So in general we know in the vacuum the speed of light is c, and let the speed of light in the given medium is v. So according to this, c is the speed of light in vacuum, and that we know this is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second, and v the speed of light in the given medium. So in this case, let the medium be glass. Therefore refractive index of glass with respect to vacuum is nothing but the speed of light in medium 1, that is c, the speed of light in medium 2, that is v. So this is nothing but refractive index, or we can say absolute refractive index of glass. So I am repeating again, if we are finding the refractive index of a medium with respect to the vacuum, that is the medium 1 is vacuum, medium 2 is the medium which is given to you, in that case the refractive index is also called absolute refractive index. So that is the formula we are getting here, c upon v. So we can say that is c upon v is refractive or absolute refractive index of a medium, and that will also remain sin I upon sin r. So that is the only thing you have to remember. If we are finding the refractive index of a given medium with respect to the vacuum, then that is given the name called absolute refractive index. So in the book or in different resources you have, if you find out the refractive index of different medium like glass, air, water, whatever values are written there, that is nothing but absolute refractive index. So that is one thing that you should remember, the meaning of absolute refractive index. So refractive index of a given medium. So how can you define refractive index? Of a given medium with respect to vacuum is its absolute refractive index. So I hope you understood this much. Now let's go for some different cases. So we understood that sin I upon sin r is equal to v1 upon v2, that is equal to refractive index of a given medium with respect to first medium. Simple. Now just take an example. If I is equal to 0 degree, just take an example. So if you draw the diagram again, and this is the medium 1, medium 2, and light is falling along normal. So how the angle of incidence can be 0? If the ray of light will fall along the normal. So in this case your I will be 0 degree. That is understood. So then we know sin I upon sin r will be equal to mu 2 1, that is also equal to v1 upon v2, or we can say that is sin r will be equal to sin I upon mu 2 1. So I hope we can write down using these two. We can write down sin r is equal to sin I upon mu, that is refractive index of the given medium, and you know sin 0 degree is 0. So in place of this we can write down this upon this, and finally it will come to 0 only. So we can say if the angle of incidence is 0 degree, in that case what we are getting, sine r is equal to 0. It means that r is also nothing but sine inverse 0, that is nothing but 0 degree. So you understood, if sine r is 0, then r will also be 0 degree. What does it mean? That is, the ray will pass straight away, then only r can be 0 degree. So here when I is 0 degree, r will also be 0 degree, means overall the ray will pass straight away. What does it mean? There is no change in direction of the light in the second medium. And what does it mean? There is no refraction taking place. So overall, if the light will fall along the normal, then even if the light will change the medium, then the refraction will not take place. So that is to be taken care. So we can say here there is no refraction if r will be 0 degree. So I hope you understood this much. And now, based on the concept, let's do one or two numerical also, that is also very important. So let's try few numerical, just one or two, to understand the Snell's law equation. And the very first question is, find refractive index of the given medium. Okay, so one diagram is given to us, and based on the diagram we have to find something. So this is your normal. Okay, the ray of light is falling such that this is making an angle of 30 degree here. So this is the diagram given, and other side the ray is making 45 degree angle, and this is the medium given to you. So, and the first medium is air. So overall, based on this diagram, we have to find out what is the refractive index of the medium. So medium is the second one and first medium is the air. So how to do it? So very first we know we need to find I and R. So we know here, that is, this is your angle I. So I plus 30 will be how much? 90 degree. So we always remember, that is the angle of incidence has to be taken from the normal, and from the normal how much it will come? I will come 90 minus 30, that is 60 degree. So we got the angle of incidence 60 degree. Angle of refraction is already given here. This ray is making 45 degree angle with the normal only, so this is nothing but R. And now based on this we have to find the refractive index. So we can say the refractive index of the given medium with respect to air, M for medium with respect to air, will be nothing but sine I upon sine R. How much I? 60 degree. So that is sine 60 degree upon sine 45 degree. Now all of you know sine 60 degree is nothing but root 3 by 2, and sine 45 degree is 1 by root 2. So you must remember the values of sine 60 degree, 45 degree, 30 degree, 0 degree, 90 degree. These are the main values you must remember. And now if you solve it, root 3 upon 2, root 2, this will be root 3 upon root 2. So if you solve it, you will get the final answer in decimal. So you can leave it here also, or you can find the decimal answer also. That is all thing. We can use this Snell's law formula to find the refractive index of a given medium. Okay, study one thing. Let's go for number 2. What is given to you? That is the refractive index of flint glass. is 1.65. Is 1.65. This is given to you. What is the speed of light? Speed of light in this glass. So, and given thing is given speed of light and where air is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. So one thing you should remember, that is sometime it is also given the speed of light in air is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. This is approximation, okay. Otherwise this value is only in the vacuum. Even in the vacuum this is not the exact value, that is 2.98 is there. But just for simplicity we are taking the value. So overall what is given to you? Refractive index of flint glass. It means that it is given nothing but the absolute refractive index. So that is to be understood. So sometimes the vacuum can be replaced by air also. So that you have to remember. So overall in this case what is given to you? The absolute refractive index of glass. So I'm just studying this much. What is given? 1.65. Okay. Then the speed of light in air is given how much? That will take C, 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Based on this we have to find the speed of light in the medium, that is glass. So overall the diagram will be this way. This is your air, this is your glass. Light is traveling from air to glass, and this is the speed of light C, speed of light is V. So that is V we have to find out. So let's write down this as Vg, the speed of light in glass. So now you can just put the formula and get the answer. That is how we can use this Snell's law formula to find different concepts, different unknown quantities. So we can say now we have refractive index of glass, that is absolute refractive index, will be nothing but C upon Vg according to the concept, the speed of light in vacuum or air to the speed of light in the glass itself. Or what we have to find? Vg. C is given and this is also given to you. So now just put the values and get the answer. C is how much? 3 into 10 to the power 8 and this is 1.65. Solve it and get the answer. That is also come in some decimal values. So you must solve it properly, but that is how we can use the Snell's law to solve some numerical. More numericals will be done based on more concepts related with the refractive index in the next coming class. So I hope you understood the numerical. Thank you.